Okay. Hey y'all, it's Kara. This is my mom.
I'm Sal.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm 24, so this is okay. And my mom's 40.
Older than 24. Thank you for bringing that up.
I was gonna say 40.
They know I'm not 40.
She's 34.
There you go.
My mom is also 24.
I'm ageless.
What can she
and
say?
Aged.
What can she say? Okay.
We're talking about books.
This is getting unhinged. I am so excited about today's video because I finally convinced my mom to join me here. She has chosen my September TBR. I'm pretty sure I let her choose 6 books for me to read. It's kind of ambitious for me because last month I only read a few books and a few screenplays, and we're already 1 week into September and I'm thinking I can get through at least 5 or 6 books for the rest of the month. So I've really pretty much given her free reign to choose like from my entire TBR bookshelf for her to go through and choose what she thinks stands out to either her, something she might be interested in reading, something she knows I want to read, or just something completely that's a wild card. I guess we can go ahead and get started. I'm kind of nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous at the same time.
I'm excited.
Okay.
I don't know what's gonna come out of here first.
Okay, just go for it.
Ready?
It's like
going for it.
I'm ready.
All right, let's pull this one out and see. It is
Mexican Gothic. We didn't rehearse this.
Yay!
Mexican Gothic.
I was with you when you bought it.
You were, because I ordered this from Book of the Month.
Well, I meant I was there when you
told me about it.
You were. Yes. So I mean, you bought it, didn't you?
I did buy it.
And so I thought it sounded good, and I thought I would like to read it. And if you read it and liked it, I might read it.
Yeah.
And if you read it and didn't like it, I might still read it.
Perfect. Okay. So we gotta get you your own channel.
No.
Okay. So
I'll just take yours.
I am so glad you picked this actually, because with this being September, next month is October. I would love to read Mexican Gothic this month just because it is like a historical fiction horror novel, and I really think this is gonna be right up my alley. I've heard it described as being like horrific and gothic, but at the same time kind of boring, like a slow burn, and that is kind of my favorite combination of things in a book. This is all about this young girl named Noemi. I'm pretty sure she's in her early 20s. I've started this book, I'm only on page 15 though, and right at the beginning of the book she receives notice that she has this cousin in the Mexican countryside that lives in this beautiful gothic Mexican mansion, and something is up with her cousin. Like something is wrong. I don't know if she's possessed, she's just acting super weird. So Noemi kind of has to play savior and go out to see what's wrong with her cousin. I'm pretty sure that when she gets out there, it's gonna seem like nothing is wrong, and then the longer she stays, she realizes that something more sinister is at play. So I think this is gonna be really fun. This is the perfect September read, especially like if the weather could cool down in Georgia enough for it to actually feel like fall. I think it's gonna be a cozy, spooky read. So if I like it and it's not too gory, maybe I'll pass it along.
All right.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Book number 2.
Let's see what's in here. I can find.
The Impossible Fortress. I didn't think you would choose this. I'm excited.
Really?
Yes, I thrifted this book when Hannah came down to see me, actually, before the pandemic started. Yes.
I like the cover.
Yeah, I really like the cover too. So this is The Impossible Fortress by Jason Rekulak. I talked about this a little bit in a previous book haul, but when I talked about this book on my channel the last time, I did not realize that it was YA. So when I thrifted this book, the man who checked me out talked about how this was pretty similar to Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore, or if it wasn't similar, that fans of that book would enjoy this book. And I did enjoy Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. This is kind of a sci-fi YA book. It's been marketed as a love letter to the 1980s, so that's not something that's really close to my heart. I was born in 96, so I feel like I might not be able to appreciate everything, like all of the 80s sentiment, but I do think this is going to be a really cool coming of age story. I just know that it's about this young guy who's a nerd. I think he's like a teenage guy who's really interested in video games, and he either gets a friend or starts to get a crush on this girl, and it's like just a coming of age story. I think it's going to be really cute. I think it's something that usually would be outside of my comfort zone, but I'm glad you chose this because it's actually pretty short. It's less than 300 pages, which I rarely read anything less than 300 pages, so it's going to make it really easy to get through this month. I'm excited. Okay.
Well, since you're starting late, so.
Yeah, I'm starting late, so I kind of need a little bit of a help there.
Number 3?
Yeah, number 3.
Ta-da!
Karen White. right? Who would have thought? This is like my mom's favorite author. One of them. I don't know.
One of them.
Yeah, one of my mom's.
She's a Southern author.
Yes, we are from the South, if you couldn't tell.
I know, I gave it away.
Hey, y'all. Yeah, so this book, you might have to help me out a little bit with the synopsis, but I'm pretty sure that Dreams of Falling by Karen White has that really typical trope of a woman returning home after thinking she wasn't gonna go back, like maybe she has something dark that happened in her past, or she just doesn't want to go back to her hometown. But
she finds out that her mother is missing.
Her mother's gone missing.
And she can't, so she has to go
so
home.
What else is there to do?
So she's got to go back to that place.
She went missing. All right, I'll be there in a minute.
So, but anyway, it is good. It's told from different points of view.
Okay, so it's multi-perspective. Do you think this is historical fiction? Is this like contemporary? Do you know?
Probably maybe a little of both. I mean, it's not really set in the past.
It's set in the low country of South Carolina.
Yes,
that sounds really good.
And most of Karen White's books are set in that.
The one that I read,
area.
What was it that we read together? I can't ever think of it.
The Night
the Lights Went Out. So my mom has been raving about Karen White for so long, and the only Karen White book that I have read is The Night the Lights Went Out. And then after I read that, I gave it an instant 5 stars. She read it, she really enjoyed it. I think you gave it 5 stars too. Did you?
I think I did.
I think you did. I hope you did. It was really good. So I'm really, really, really excited to read this one too. You're doing such a good job. And what I really like, I can tell this is authentic because I can tell she's not just picking books she thinks I'm gonna like, but at the same time,
I know you don't want to read that.
No, but she's doing a really good job. I do want to read this. I thrifted this. I thrifted this one too over a year ago.
But who was with you when you thrifted
it? You were with me. We thrifted together.
We did.
Those who thrift together.
Read together.
Read together. Let's keep going.
All right.
Book number 4 out of 6, hopefully. Yes! Okay, good choice. Yes, this is such a good... You're doing such a good job. Okay,
I try.
So The Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes by Alyssa R. Sloan. This was my August Book of the Month pick, and just to let you know, like, I have decided I'm not ordering Book of the Month unless I am genuinely interested in reading the book. I actually today just bit the bullet and skipped my September Book of the Month pick, but when I ordered this, I really was excited about the plot. This is really marketed towards fans of Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and that was one of my favorite books from earlier this year. So this is another book that takes place on the music scene. I think it takes place in either the late 90s or early 2000s, and it's all about this Cassidy Holmes and her undoing, or her unraveling, if you will.
She unravels.
More specifically, she unravels. And so
that's the important part.
It is important, and I think that this book is told through mixed media. Well, I think she dies. I think this girl dies.
That's pretty bad. That's the unraveling. Is taking it as far as you can go with it. It unravels right on there, doesn't it?
So I know that this book is told in multiple perspectives, and it's all about this girl's undoing and kind of maybe her rise and her fall, and the story of how she actually dies. Is it suicide? Is it something else? Like, what is it?
Unraveled her.
That unraveled her. I can't with you. Okay, let's see.
Here comes Peter Cottontail.
Bunny by Mona Awad. This is this is so good. You're doing a good job. Okay, so I'm excited about this one too because I wanted to read this before October as well. Bunny is supposed to be kind of like the Heathers. I don't know what this book is about. This is another book that I thrifted. I think we were together when I bought this book, and it's actually an ARC. So this is an advanced reader's copy. I'm not sure if it's a final draft, so I'm not sure how different it is than the versions you guys have been reading, but I have seen this book take book 2 by storm in recent months. I feel like every thriller and horror fan has been devouring this book recently, and I've really not seen too many mixed reviews. For the most part, all I know is it's like dark academia about this girl who possibly falls into a cult, and just how this young MFA student gets pulled into the darker world of some of the girls she meets in school.
Last but not least, I don't remember what it is.
Oh, Oh, that is a good one. Yes. Yes.
You would like that one.
Yes. Okay, Leaving Atlanta. I've started this actually. I'm on page 16 to be exact. Here's my thing with Leaving Atlanta, because I'm not sure how to discuss it, because I want to say this is based on true events, but on the cover here, it's by Tayari Jones, and it says a novel on the cover. And I know that in the book already, in the 16 short pages that I've read, Tayari has inserted herself into this story. So I'm not sure how to take it, whether or not it's like semi-autobiographical or if it's nonfiction in some way. But it is all about the Atlanta child murders, and not only how the murders affected the community, but how the community was dealing with its own problems. And then it's kind of like the murders are the backdrop for the setting. So for example, I know the book starts with a young girl and she's going through her own family problems, and you're really immersed at the very beginning of this book of this poor girl, what her family is going through at the moment. And I know that at any minute I'm just waiting for the tragedy to strike of the news of the Atlanta child murders. And I just don't know what to make of this book yet, and I'm really excited to get to it.
When it happened?
Well, I wasn't alive.
I was alive. I've been alive.
What?
Yes, I was here.
Yeah.
And I remember, and it was a very, very scary time for a lot of people.
And we live in Georgia, so
do.
Yeah,
right out from Atlanta.
Yeah, I went to college in Atlanta, so I think it's going to be really interesting to read in that same setting. You did such a good job.
Glad.
So just as a recap, these are all the books I'm going to read in September. Okay, so we have Leaving Atlanta by Tayari Jones, Bunny by Mona Awad, The Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes, Dreams of Falling by Karen White, The Impossible Fortress by Jason Recolak, and Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This has without a doubt been the most fun I've ever had filming a YouTube video. This has been so much fun. Everyone thank my mom for joining me, because it took some convincing. Let me tell you, it was so fun. She didn't want to do it, but I made her, and this was so much fun. So thank you again. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.